All right, free radicals, welcome. I'm Dave. This is the Radical Independent. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, post the videos, embed the videos, share the videos, whatever you want to do. If you can't afford to be a patron or help me out over on PayPal, I need you to watch these videos as, again, the channel has sank to a very low place when it comes to revenue and people actually even just viewing the videos. I know I'm not the most entertaining guy on the planet, but here I am. Bloomberg surges to fourth place nationally. Mike Bloomberg is about to steal this election from both Bernie and Tulsi. I want to put this out there as a possibility. Now you say, no way. Bernie is doing great. Tulsi is surging. Bloomberg is in fourth place nationally. Now, Bloomberg is not Rudy Giuliani in the sense that Rudy did the same strategy. Skipped the early states when he ran for president. Decided to keep waiting. He kept waiting. I think he finally started to kind of do stuff when he got to Florida. By then it was too late. The difference, though, between Rudy Giuliani and Michael Bloomberg, keep in mind Bloomberg was Giuliani's successor in New York, so you kind of see maybe where Bloomberg is on real policy. Bloomberg surges to fourth place. Why? Because he's got endless amounts of money. He's got people, younger people, who will hold signs for him. United for Mike. Trying to do the whole unity thing. Gee, we need to all get along, go along to get along, and so forth. That's Michael Bloomberg. Billionaire Michael Bloomberg, whose 2020 Democratic presidential campaign has already spent $270 million on advertising. And by the way, for Michael Bloomberg, that's a drop in the bucket. I think he wants to spend close to $1 billion on advertising. Imagine that, $1 billion. If you watch primetime television, which of course reaches a lot of people, Michael Bloomberg has ads on there, and people are, oh, Michael Bloomberg, he seems pretty good. Here's a headline over here. Team Biden feels threat of Bloomberg's bid. So why do I think, and by the way, Bloomberg's at 12%, Warren is at 14%. This is a national poll. Now, national polls do mean things. Joe Biden supposedly still at 29, Bernie at 23, Warren at 14. Mayor Pete, thankfully, has tanked nationally. Good news there. They're not going to tell you where Tulsi is because they don't. They're saying that, this is funny after the whole stop and frisk thing, that his net favorability among black voters has gone up. It's climbed to plus 32 from plus 4. It's incomprehensible. It's just, Michael Bloomberg? Come on, African American people. It can't be. It's just, there's no way. I mean, this could be a propaganda article. I don't know. It is the New York Post. They tend to be a little independent-minded. They tend to kind of skew more independent or somewhat conservative in some ways, which is still better than neoliberal, but it's kind of like neoconservative versus neoliberal. But they're reporting on where Bloomberg is in the campaign, and quite honestly, he is gaining steam. And I warned everybody that this guy had tons of money, and there's a large portion of the Democratic Party establishment that would love for him to be president. And who, by the way, would he pick as vice president? Well, she lives in Chappaqua, New York, and she just got served with papers from Tulsi Gabbard. Of course, she didn't receive those papers, which I'm not sure is even legal. I think you have to be served if you're there. If you're not at the house, typically they keep trying, but when you have the Secret Service screening all your visitors, there's a good chance that maybe the papers might not get to you. Crazy stuff. So there you have it. Why do I think this guy is going to prevent Bernie and Tulsi from getting there? I thought it might be Tom Steyer. Tom Steyer doing well in some polls as well, but nationally he's only at 3%. Bloomberg is on television every waking moment, and it's propaganda. You flood the airwaves with, wow, Mike's going to be great on healthcare. Mike has no plan for healthcare. They're all talking Obamacare again, which is a complete disaster. Not only are a whole bunch of people not insured under Obamacare, but you still have incredibly high deductibles and copays. It's not Bernie Sanders. It's not Medicare for all. It's not Tulsi Gabbard's version for people who can't afford insurance. They can just show up and get insurance without paying through the nose for insurance. That's the whole point. That's why you'd want to do Medicare for all. Mike's going around saying, oh, I've got great plans for climate change. But then I'm sure Michael Bloomberg has great plans to expand our operations in the Middle East and all around the world. So any sort of carbon footprint reduction, he closes a couple of coal plants out in the Midwest, by the way, hurting a lot of workers out there and not offering any kind of, say, job retraining program or some other green jobs plan, which, again, Bernie and Tulsi, he's not going to do that. These people are going to have to fend for themselves. I mean, coal miners, they used to make some pretty decent wages. I guess, though, in relation to all the crap that they had to endure, those wages, don't mean anything today. But if it's a good job versus a no job or not having a job, then you could see why a lot of people voted for Trump. Because Trump said, hey, I'm going to bring back the coal industry. I think coal is not good for our planet, obviously. Bloomberg, though, all of his policies would just offset any benefit from what he believes he can do to shut down different industries. And by the way, I don't want oligarchs shutting down industries. What I want oligarchs to do is maybe put some heavier regulations on these industries and then encourage other industries to take the place of these industries that you're going to displace people from. All right, it's a delicate balancing act, but saying that you're going to shut down coal plants, I don't know if you're going to get a lot of votes in West Virginia there, Mike. I think you have to have a plan, and you don't have one. You're the typical neoliberal, same stuff. It's like what Joe Biden did. It's like what Obama did. This is all they've got. That's why we need a true independent in there like Tulsi or Bernie. So that's my video. Folks, this isn't hyperbole. This guy's at 12% in the polls nationally, and who's he taking support from? I mean, maybe people who wouldn't have voted, maybe people who would have voted for Mayor Pete or Biden. They think Bloomberg is like a better choice, but the fact that you have all of these different neoliberals out there who can now pull all of their resources together and take the superdelegates away from Bernie and Tulsi at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to get a neoliberal nomination. I would put more money right now, if I were a betting man, I would wager more money that you're going to have a neolib be your nominee. And you're probably going to lose to Trump, by the way, in the general election. So those are two easy predictions to make. It's January 30th. We'll see what happens. But man, oh man, this does not look good. And it shows you how well propaganda works when it's consumed by people who are, watching cop shows or watching shows about the FBI or NCIS or whatever it is that they're watching. These are the programs that Mike Bloomberg has latched onto. So he's totally down with the military-industrial complex. He will be their best friend if he gets to the Oval Office. All right, I'm done with this video. Don't forget to support Tulsi Gabbard. I always say support me in this channel, but if you haven't given to Tulsi, you got a couple days left here at the end of the month. Even if you can just pony up a couple of bucks for her, at this stage, we want to see a strong finish to the month. Going into February, the primaries are coming, and things are going to start happening really fast. Thankfully, they're going to start soon, because man, oh man, I am tired of this horse race. I just want this stuff to start, and that way we know how things are going to go. All right. See you all soon.